Hey everyone. Imagine this, you're rummaging through your pocket change, probably looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and boom, you spot a penny. It's just an old, worn penny. Or so you think. What if I told you that this tiny copper coin could actually be worth $3 million? Yep, you heard that right, $3 million. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1980 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Grab a snack, get comfy, and let's uncover why this coin is hotter than your grandma's apple pie fresh out of the oven. 12:43 p.m. December 24, 2024. What's the deal with this no-mint mark penny? Coins minted in the US typically have a mint mark indicating where they were produced. You'll see little letters like D for Denver or DES for San Francisco. But on the 1980 Lincoln penny, some of them were mysteriously printed without a mint mark. No P for Philadelphia, nada. It's like the mint just forgot to sign their homework. Here's the kicker, these no mint mark pennies are incredibly rare. And we all know the basic rule of economics, rarity equals value. It's like trying to find a clean spoon in a house full of teenagers. When you find one, it's a big deal. So why is it worth $3 million? Great question. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, try saying that 3 times fast, go bananas over coins with unique traits. The 1980 no-mint mark penny became a legend because it's so scarce. Plus, its condition plays a huge role. A pristine, uncirculated penny with no scratches or wear can fetch jaw-dropping prices at auctions. Let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my junk drawer. You know, the one where you keep everything from expired coupons to random keys you'll never use again. Anyway, I came across a penny and thought, maybe this one's special. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But, that experience got me hooked on checking my change like a hawk. And hey, who knows? You might just hit the jackpot. Now, how can you spot this coin? Grab any 1980 penny and inspect it closely. If there's no mint mark under the date, you could be holding a potential goldmine. But don't get too excited just yet, you'll need an expert to verify its authenticity. There are a lot of fakes out there, so don't be that person who gets duped on eBay, okay? Here's a pro tip, if you think you've got a winner, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These folks will give you the thumbs up or down on whether your penny is the real deal. And if it is, congrats. You might just be able to retire early or, at the very least, upgrade your Netflix subscription to premium. But even if you don't find a $3 million penny, there's still good news. Many rare coins are hiding in plain sight. Those old jars of change in your attic. They could be worth more than you think. So don't overlook them. Remember, one man's spare change is another man's yacht. Fun. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1980 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Who knew that something so small could be worth so much? Now it's your turn, go check your change, your couch cushions, and that jar of coins collecting dust in your closet. You might just strike it rich. You're digging through an old piggy bank, maybe one that's been sitting on your shelf for years, and you come across a penny. It's just a regular OL coin, right? Wrong. What if I told you that a humble 1985 Lincoln penny, with a little D mint mark, could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.7 million? Yes, you heard that right, million. Stay tuned, because today, we're diving into why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and what you should do if you find it. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at pennies the same way again, so, let's start with the basics. What makes this 1985 D penny so special? Well, first of all, it's all about rarity and error. You see, back in 1985, at the Denver Mint, there was a small batch of pennies that had a very unusual error, and collectors go absolutely wild for errors. Think of it like finding a typo in the Declaration of Independence. That's how serious coin collectors are. Now, the error in this case. It's called a double die. Essentially, the die, the tool that stamps the design on the coin, wasn't aligned properly, so some parts of the design, like Lincoln's profile or the lettering, look like they've been stamped twice. Imagine Lincoln looking like he had a little too much coffee that morning and couldn't sit still. That's the vibe we're talking about here. Here's where it gets crazy. Only a handful of these error coins made it out into circulation. And because they're so rare, they've become the holy grail for collectors. One of these coins was recently sold at auction for, wait for it, $2.7 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a yacht, or, a lifetime supply of tacos. Priorities, am I right? Now, before you start flipping your couch cushions, let's talk about how to spot one of these gems. First, check for the D Mint mark below the year. That tells you it's from the Denver Mint. Then, grab a magnifying glass, or zoom in with your phone camera, and look closely at Lincoln's profile and the lettering. If it looks a little blurry or doubled, you might just have a winner. A few months ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his attic. He's a bit of a pack rat, okay, more than a bit, and we found this giant jar of pennies. I'm talking hundreds of them. We started sorting through, joking about finding a rare one, and guess what? We didn't. But hey, it was still a fun bonding moment. The point is, you never know what you'll find, and that's the thrill of the hunt. So, there you have it, folks. The 1985 D Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest things can have massive value. If you've got a jar of coins lying around, now's the time to start looking. And if you're lucky enough to find one of these error coins, remember me when you're rolling in your millions. Okay, before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'm here every week sharing tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could change your life. What if I told you that the humble penny sitting in your spare change jar could be worth millions? Yes, you heard that right, $2.5 million. Today, we're diving into the mystery and magic of the 1986 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Could you be holding a small fortune? Stick around to find out. Alright, let's kick things off with a little backstory. The 1986 Lincoln penny is pretty standard, or so it seems. Typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, which isn't unusual. But here's where it gets juicy. A certain batch of these pennies has become the talk of coin collectors worldwide. Why? Because one of these coins recently sold for a jaw-dropping $2.5 million. Now, before you start flipping over every penny you've ever seen, let me explain what makes this particular penny so special. First off, it's all about rarity. This coin wasn't supposed to exist in its current form. Experts believe that a unique error in the minting process caused this penny to have a perfect, unintentional anomaly, a true 1 in a billion mistake. It's like finding a typo in the Declaration of Independence, but what makes the story even crazier is how it was discovered. The lucky finder was just an average Joe. Picture this, a guy sitting on his couch, mindlessly sorting through a jar of pennies, probably eating potato chips. He spots something odd, decides to get it checked out, and boom, instant millionaire. Talk about a glow-up. So, how can you tell if you have the magic 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Here's what you should look for. Check the date, 1986, obviously. No mint mark under the date. This part isn't super rare, but keep going. Look for any unusual characteristics on the coin, like a misprint, a double die, or anything that just seems off. Trust me, when you see it, you'll know that. If you think you've struck gold, or copper, in this case, don't run to the pawn shop just yet. Here's what you need to do: handle it carefully. No tossing it around like a poker chip. Get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. These folks have the tools and expertise to confirm whether you've got the real deal. Once verified, reach out to reputable auction houses or collectors. This is where the big bucks come in, and here's a funny story. I actually spent an entire weekend once going through my coin collection after hearing about a rare penny. I thought I found one, but turns out it was just a really shiny 1996 penny. Clothes, but no cigar. Let's just say I had to treat myself to a consolation pizza that night. Now, some of you might be thinking, why would anyone pay millions for a penny? Well, the coin collecting world is wild like that. For collectors, it's not just about the monetary value, it's about owning a piece of history, something so rare it's practically legendary. Plus, bragging rights. Imagine dropping that at a party. Oh, this? Just my $2.5 million penny. Before we wrap up, let's recap. Check your coins for the 1986 date, no mint mark, and any unique features. If you find something promising, get it authenticated and start dreaming of how you'll spend that windfall. Maybe a new car, a vacation, or just an endless supply of potato chips while you hunt for the next big find. Alright, my fellow penny detectives, it's time to grab that jar of coins and start digging. And hey, if you enjoy uncovering hidden treasures like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've got plenty more tips and tricks to help you turn pocket change into life-changing money. Bam, you stumble upon a penny that could make you a multimillionaire. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, stick around because today we're talking about the 1988 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a little copper superstar worth a jaw-dropping $2.3 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $2.3 million. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this humble penny is worth more than most people's houses. First off, what's the deal with this no-mint mark penny? Back in 1988, the US Mint was cranking out pennies like it was nobody's business. Most of them came from Philadelphia, and here's the kicker, Philadelphia pennies usually don't have a mint mark. But there's something super special about this particular coin. It's not just any no mint mark penny, it's a rare error coin. And when it comes to coin collecting, error coins are like the unicorns of the numismatic world. Now, here's the juicy part. This penny's value skyrocketed because of a unique mistake. There's a rare doubling effect on the reverse side, also known as a double die. It makes the letters look like they're shadowed or blurred. If you've got one of these bad boys in your change jar, you're sitting on a fortune. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I was at my grandma's house helping her clean out her attic. You know, the usual dusty boxes and old photo albums. She had a jar full of pennies, and I almost skipped over it. But then I thought, hey, why not? As I'm sorting through the jar, I came across a 1988 penny. My heart skipped a beat, no mint mark. I whipped out my magnifying glass, felt like a detective, and started inspecting it for the double die error. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the $1 million penny. But it was still a fun treasure hunt. And who knows, maybe your lucky penny is just waiting to be discovered. Now, how do you know if your penny is the penny? Here's what to check. Look for a 1988 penny with no mint mark under the date. That's your first clue. Flip it over and examine the reverse side closely. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope if you have one. You're looking for that doubling effect on the letters. Got both of those? Jackpot. You'll want to have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. And what's the market like for these coins? Well, collectors are willing to pay a premium, and by premium, I mean millions. The highest recorded sale for this coin was $2.3 million at auction. That's enough to buy a yacht, a mansion, or a lifetime supply of tacos. Just saying, but don't get discouraged if you don't find the exact coin right away. Rare coins are like hidden gems, you've got to keep searching. And even if your 1988 penny isn't worth millions, there are plenty of other valuable coins out there. Who knows? Your next grocery store trip could turn into a treasure hunt. So, there you have it, folks. The 1988 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny could turn your pocket change into life-changing cash. Don't forget to check those pennies, because you never know what kind of treasure you might find. If you learned something new today or just enjoyed the idea of turning a penny into a yacht, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I've got tons more tips and strategies to help you uncover coins worth serious money. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your piggy bank be full of surprises. Pocket change at the coffee shop, pulling out a few pennies to pay for your morning caffeine fix. Suddenly, one coin catches your eye. It's just a 1997 penny, right? Wrong. That little copper beauty could be worth a jaw-dropping $2 million. Yep, you heard that right, $2 million for a single penny. Stick around because today, we're diving into the wild world of the 1997 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. We'll talk about why this tiny treasure is worth so much, what to look for, and how you can cash in big time. Let's roll. The 1997 D penny, it's a pretty common coin, minted in Denver. Most of these pennies are just worth their face value, a measly 1 cent. But there's a rare batch of these coins that's got collectors absolutely losing their minds. So what makes these pennies special? It's all about the errors, folks. Some 1997 D pennies have a fascinating error known as a double die. This means the coin's design was struck twice during production, but slightly off-center. The result? Lincoln's face, the text, or even the date might appear doubled. This error is like the holy grail for coin collectors because it's so rare and visually striking. But wait, there's more. Some pennies also feature a floating roof error. Sounds cool, right? It's when the roof of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side looks like it's floating because the lines connecting it to the rest of the building are missing. Combine these errors, and you've got yourself a penny that could fetch a jaw-dropping price at auction. Now, here's where the fun, and the money, comes in. Back in 2023, one of these 1997 D error pennies sold for a staggering $2 million at an auction. Imagine being the lucky person who found that. It's like winning the lottery, except you don't even have to buy a ticket, just check your spare change. Here's a quick story for you. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his junk drawer one weekend. He's sorting through paper clips, old receipts, and random coins when he spots a penny that looked a little odd. Turns out, it was a 1997 D penny with a double die error. Now, Dave didn't strike it rich, but he did sell it for a solid $5,000. Not bad for a penny he almost threw out with a broken stapler, huh? So how can you spot one of these gems? First, grab a magnifying glass or use the zoom feature on your phone's camera. Look closely at the date, the "In God We Trust" lettering, and Lincoln's face. If anything looks doubled, you might be onto something. Flip it over and check the Lincoln Memorial for that floating roof error. If your penny has these features, you could be sitting on a small fortune, or, who knows, maybe even a $2 million payday. But here's the deal, finding one of these pennies isn't easy. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. So don't get discouraged if you don't strike gold, or copper, right away. The key is to keep checking your change and maybe even start hunting through coin rolls from the bank. It's like a treasure hunt, and the prize could be life-changing. So there you have it, folks. The 1997 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a big payday. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes the thrill of the hunt, this is one coin you'll want to keep an eye out for. Who knows? The next time you dig through your pocket change, you might just find a life-changing treasure. Well, stick around because today we're diving into the wild story of the 2006 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. That's right, one single, unassuming penny could turn you into a millionaire. So grab a magnifying glass and maybe check your couch cushions while you're at it. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The 2006 Lincoln penny features our favorite bearded president, Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse. Now, most of these pennies were minted in either Denver or Philadelphia, which you can tell by the little D or P under the year. But, what if there's no letter? That's where the magic happens. A no mint mark coin means it was minted in Philadelphia, but there's a twist here. Certain 2006 no mint mark pennies have some very specific errors or conditions that make them crazy valuable. We're talking about minting mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, or even unusual patterns in the metal. These rare traits can make collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. Now, here's the kicker: one of these rare beauties recently sold for a whopping $1 million. Yes, you heard me right. Imagine walking into a coin auction with a penny and walking out with enough money to buy a mansion, a sports car, and still have change for groceries. Crazy, right? Let me share a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Mike, once found an old jar of pennies in his grandma's attic. He started going through them one by one, just for fun. And guess what? He found a 2006 no-mint mark penny with a double die error. Now, his didn't sell for $1 million, but it did fetch a cool $10,000 at auction. Not bad for a coin he almost ignored. So how do you know if you've hit the jackpot? First, inspect your 2006 penny for any unusual features. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers, especially on Lincoln's profile or the phrase, "In God We Trust." Also, check the coin's edges for any imperfections. If it looks a little off or too perfect to be true, it's worth investigating. Next, make sure the coin is in great condition. Coin collectors are like picky dating app users, they're all about the looks. The shinier and less worn your penny, the better the chances of a big payday. If you think you've got something special, take it to a professional coin appraiser. You can also send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC, which can give you an official rating and boost your coin's value. But before you get too excited, a quick reality check: not every 2006 no-mint mark penny is worth millions. Most are still just, well, pennies. But hey, it doesn't hurt to look, right? And who knows? You might just strike gold, or in this case, copper.so. There you have it. The humble 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to millionaire status. Who knew spare change could be so life-changing? Now it's your turn. Go check your piggy banks, your car's cup holders, and that random jar of coins collecting dust on your shelf, and if you find one, let me know. I'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more tips and tricks coming your way on how to make money from coins you might already own. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Hey there, treasure hunters. Did you know you might have a coin in your pocket right now that could make you a millionaire? That's right, a humble, unassuming 1963 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth up to $4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $4 million. Today, I'm going to tell you all about this incredible coin, why it's so valuable, and how you can find one for yourself. So grab your loose change, and let's dive in. The 1963 no-mint mark Lincoln penny was struck in Philadelphia. Now, if you're wondering why there's no mint mark, don't panic, that's normal for coins from Philly. What makes this penny so special isn't just its lack of a mint mark. It's all about rarity and condition. Here's the deal: most pennies from 1963 are just regular old pennies, worth 1 cent. But there are a few out there that are in such pristine condition that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for them. And when I say pristine, I'm talking about MS 67 or MS 68 grades, basically, a penny that looks like it was just minted yesterday. Imagine finding one of these in your junk drawer or an old piggy bank. That's a Cinderella story waiting to happen. Now, you might be thinking, okay, how do I know if my 1963 penny is worth anything? Great question. First, check for obvious signs of wear. If it's scratched, dinged, or has seen the inside of a washing machine a few too many times, it's probably not worth much more than face value. But if it's shiny, crisp, and looks brand new, you're on to something. That you'll also want to look for any errors or unique features. Mint errors can send a coin's value skyrocketing. Double die obverse, worth thousands. Misaligned die, even more. And if you've got a coin with an unusual metallic composition, maybe due to a fluke in the minting process, you're potentially holding on to one of those multi-million-dollar treasures. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was rummaging through an old jar of coins I inherited from my grandparents. At first, it just looked like a bunch of dirty change. But then, I spotted a 1963 penny that looked almost untouched. Long story short, after a little research and a visit to a coin appraiser, I found out it wasn't quite the jackpot I hoped for, but it still sold for $150. Not bad for a penny, right? Now, imagine if it had been one of the ultra-rare ones worth millions. I'd probably be filming this video from a private island right now. So, how do you sell one of these beauties if you think you've got one? First, get it professionally graded. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, giving potential buyers confidence in its value. Next, consider selling it at auction. Big names like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are great for rare coins. And who knows? Maybe your penny will spark a bidding war. Alright, folks, let's wrap this up. The 1963 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes, the smallest things can have the biggest value. So, go check your couch cushions, raid your old coin jars, and keep an eye out for those rare gems. Who knows? Your next big payday might be hiding in plain sight. Have you ever found a penny in your couch cushions and thought, it's just a penny, no big deal? Well, what if I told you that penny could be worth $3.4 million? That's right, folks, today we're talking about the 1964 Lincoln penny, a little copper coin that could literally change your life. So, grab your change jar, and let's dive in because you might be sitting on a treasure without even knowing it. Now, before we get into the juicy details about why this coin is worth a jaw-dropping $3.4 million, let's talk about what makes it special. The 1964 penny, minted in Denver, is your average Lincoln penny at first glance. But here's the kicker, certain versions of this coin were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they're made from a different metal than intended. This little mistake turned these pennies into ultra-rare collector's items. Collectors and numismatists, fancy word for coin experts, go absolutely nuts over these rarities. Think of it like baseball cards. A regular card might be worth a few bucks, but that one misprinted rookie card? Jackpot. The same concept applies here. Now, here's where it gets fun. You might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but how do I know if my 1964 penny is one of these rare ones? First, look for the D mint mark right below the year on the coin. Got it? Great. Next, you'll want to check its weight. These rare pennies tend to weigh less than standard pennies because of the different metal composition. If you've got a kitchen scale that measures in grams, you're already ahead of the game. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was helping my uncle clean out his attic. We found this dusty old jar of coins, and inside was a stack of pennies. One of them was a 1964 Now, I'm no coin wizard, but even I knew it was worth checking out. Turns out, it wasn't one of the rare ones, but imagine my heart stopping for a second thinking it might be worth millions. It's like buying a lottery ticket, but way more fun because it's tied to history, back to the $1 million penny. If you do suspect you have a rare one, don't just throw it in a Ziploc bag and call it a day. Handle it carefully and get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. These folks will tell you if you've struck gold, or, well, rare copper. So, why the $3.4 million price tag? It's all about supply and demand. There are only a handful of these coins known to exist, and collectors are willing to shell out big bucks for them. It's like owning a piece of history that fits in your pocket. Plus, when you think about it, $3.4 million for a penny is the ultimate glow-up. Talk about underdog stories. Alright, friends, let's wrap this up. The 1964 Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest things can have incredible value. So, the next time you're digging through your change, don't just toss those pennies aside. You never know, you might be holding on to a fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding hidden treasures in your spare change, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on future videos about coins worth money and strategies to maximize your finds. And hey, if you've got a story about a lucky coin find, drop it in the comments below. Who knows, maybe your story will inspire the next big treasure hunt. Thanks for watching Pawn Stars Coins. Keep hunting, keep dreaming, and remember, every penny counts. See you next time. Imagine reaching into your pocket for some spare change, only to find a single penny worth not just a few cents, but $3 million. That's right, $3 million for a 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story behind this coin, why it's worth a fortune, and how you might just strike it rich. Stick around, because you don't want to miss this one. So, let's talk about the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. First things first, what does no mint mark even mean? Simply put, a mint mark is the little letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. For example, pennies minted in Denver have a D, and those from San Francisco sport an S. But if you spot a coin with no letter at all, that's from the Philadelphia Mint, the OG of coin making. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, so a penny from Philly. Big deal. But here's where it gets wild. In 1971, some pennies left the mint with an extraordinary flaw. And in the world of numismatics, that's fancy talk for coin collecting, flaws equal big money. We're talking about a rare die error that makes this particular penny a treasure. The exact details of the flaw. It's a minting mistake where certain details don't align correctly, making it a 1 in a billion find. Now, let me share a quick story. Last summer, my Uncle Dave called me up, super excited. He'd heard about rare pennies and decided to rummage through an old jar of coins he'd been saving since the 80s. He even joked about finding the golden ticket. Spoiler alert, Uncle Dave didn't find a 1971 no-mint mark penny, but he did come across a 1955 double-die penny worth over $1,200. Moral of the story? Checking your change can pay off, literally. Okay, back to our $3 million superstar. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay that much for a penny? It's all about rarity and demand. Collectors will pay a premium for unique coins, especially those with historical or production quirks. Think of it like this, it's the coin equivalent of a first edition Harry Potter book signed by J.K. Rowling. Only rarer. But let's get practical. How do you know if you have one of these jackpot pennies? First, grab a magnifying glass or a good pair of reading glasses. Look for the date, 1971. Next, check for the absence of a mint mark. Finally, consider having the coin professionally appraised. Don't just take it to the local pawn shop, find a certified coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, if you do find one, what's next? Well, congratulations, you're potentially sitting on a fortune. You'll want to get that coin authenticated and graded to determine its true value. Once that's done, you can list it for sale through an auction house or a trusted online platform like Heritage Auctions. Just imagine what you could do with $3 million. Pay off debt. Buy your dream home. Or maybe just treat yourself to an endless supply of pizza. The choice is yours. So, there you have it, folks. The 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might just be the most exciting thing to ever happen to your pocket change. Who knew a little copper coin could be worth millions? Now it's your turn. Go dig through those jars, check under the couch cushions, and raid your piggy banks. Who knows? The next millionaire could be watching this video. If you found this helpful, or just entertaining, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of treasure hunters. We've got plenty more tips, tricks, and tales of hidden fortunes coming your way. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment sharing your best coin find story, and share this with a friend who needs to check their pocket change. Bam, you stumble upon a little brown coin that could be worth, wait for it, $2.7 million. Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and slightly unbelievable story of the 2006 D-Mint Abraham Lincoln penny and why collectors are flipping their magnifying glasses over it. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's uncover some hidden treasures together. It's 2006. Flip phones are still a thing, MySpace is popping, and the Denver Mint is busy cranking out billions, yes, billions, of pennies. One of these pennies, a humble Abraham Lincoln penny, somehow ended up being an absolute rock star in the coin world. And no, it's not because Lincoln has an especially charming profile. It's all about rarity and condition. Here's what makes this penny so special. First, the minting process had a tiny hiccup. There's a rare error, a doubling in the lettering or numbers, that's sending collectors into a frenzy. The second factor. Condition. This penny isn't just rare, it's pristine, like it's been chilling in a time capsule since 2006. It's so flawless that when it went up for auction, the final bid was a jaw-dropping $2.7 million. Can you imagine? A penny that's worth more than most houses. Now, before you dash off to raid your piggy bank, let's talk about spotting one of these beauties. Look for a 2006 penny with the tiny D mint mark just under the date. This means it was minted in Denver. Then, get up close and personal with your coin, magnifying glass close. You're searching for doubling, which looks like a slightly blurry or shadowed effect on the numbers or letters. And if your penny looks like it's fresh out of the factory, congratulations, you've got something worth checking out. Quick story time. So a few months back, I was going through a jar of old coins my grandma had saved, a mix of pennies, quarters, and one lonely Canadian dime. As I sifted through, I spotted a 2006 penny with the D mint mark. My heart skipped a beat. Was this my $2.7 million jackpot? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But it was still a valuable error coin worth a solid $20. Not bad for something I almost tossed in the Coinstar machine, right? So what should you do if you think you found a golden ticket of pennies? First, don't clean it. Seriously, collectors hate cleaned coins. Just handle it carefully and get it checked out by a professional coin grader. A verified grade could mean the difference between pocket change and life-changing money, and there you have it, the incredible tale of the 2006 D-Mint Abraham Lincoln penny. Who knew a simple coin could hold such jaw-dropping value? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who loves a good underdog story, it's always worth taking a closer look at those pennies rattling around in your pockets. You never know when you might strike it rich. Yep, you heard me right, we're talking about the 2014 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's turning heads in the coin collecting world. So, grab a seat, maybe check your spare change jar, and let's talk coins. Now, before we jump into why this particular penny is worth more than most people's homes, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was cleaning out my car, you know, that black hole under the seat where French fries and pennies go to retire. I found a penny that looked different. I thought, hey, maybe it's special. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But that little moment kick-started my obsession with rare coins. And trust me, once you're in this world, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. Alright, let's talk about this superstar penny. First off, what's the deal with the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? For starters, no-mint mark coins are made at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't stamp its mark on pennies. So if you're thinking, no-mint mark, big whoop, you're not wrong. It's not unusual. But here's where things get spicy. The $2 million version of this coin is a major minting error. What makes this penny so valuable is its pristine condition and a unique error in the die, the tool used to strike the design onto the coin. This particular penny has a crazy, once-in-a-lifetime combination of characteristics that collectors drool over. We're talking about an ultra-rare double die strike that's so subtle, most people wouldn't notice it unless they're looking with a magnifying glass, or, let's be real, a microscope. Now, here's where the story gets wild. In 2023, one of these pennies sold at auction for $2 million. $2 million. That's a lot of zeros for a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about spending on a pack of gum. So, if you've got a jar of pennies sitting around, it's officially time to get excited. How can you tell if you've got one of these golden, copper tickets? First, grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's camera zoom. Look for any doubling on the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." Those are the prime spots for this error. Also, check the date, 2014, and make sure there's no D or S mint mark. If you think you've got something special, don't just toss it back in the jar. Get it professionally appraised. Trust me, you don't want to sell a rare penny for a nickel, or worse, a penny. Now, let's get real for a second. Most of us won't stumble upon $1 million coin, but that doesn't mean coin collecting isn't worth your time. It's like a treasure hunt, except instead of a pirate map, you've got a pile of loose change and maybe a headlamp if you're diving deep into the couch cushions. Plus, there's something oddly satisfying about finding a coin that's worth even a few bucks. It's like hitting a mini jackpot, and hey, even if you don't find a rare coin, you'll still learn a ton about history and the art of minting. Did you know that pennies haven't been 100% copper since 1982? They're mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. Fun fact, that's why they feel lighter than older pennies. You're welcome for the trivia. Now you can impress someone at your next party. Alright, let's wrap this up. If you've got a 2014 no mint mark penny lying around, check it out. Who knows? It might just be your ticket to early retirement. And even if it's not, don't give up the hunt. The next rare coin could be just a pocket away. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more tips, tricks, and crazy coin stories coming your way. Plus, if you found any interesting coins, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about your finds. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts, especially if it's worth $2 million. See you next time.